There was an eagle who lived in a chicken farm, thinking he was a chicken. One day, the eagle saw a massive bird flying in the sky. "I sure would like to fly up there too," said the eagle. The rooster standing nearby said, "Don't be silly. You're just a chicken like the rest of us. We can never fly like that." So the eagle listened to the rooster and died, believing it was just a chicken. First off, let me just mention that this isn't a video about positive thinking. If you're the type to think, "Oh, let's think positive and the world will be a better place," that's great, but that's not what we're talking about today. While the book does promote positive thinking, it's a lot more than that. It's about thinking big. This book has taught me a lot. While I'm by no means a millionaire, I've come a long way from the little boy living with his parents a few years ago. If I look back at my journey so far, all of this wouldn't have been possible without the magic of big thinking. The first step to thinking big is to avoid making excuses. How many times have you heard someone say, "I'm too old to do this. I'm not as good as the other guys. Blah, blah, blah." Yeah, you could be too old to be a diaper model, and you could be too short to be a professional basketball player. But you are never too anything to become successful. I used to be a bartender at a restaurant, and I remember this one day, a businessman came into the bar and we had a chat about the economy and business and everything. And I asked him, "You seem like you're really passionate about starting a business. Why don't you?" And he goes, "Oh, I can't. I'm married with kids." If we can blame our inability to become successful on our spouses or children or even the lack of time, even if we didn't have a wife and kids and had as much time in the world, that attitude wouldn't have gotten us anywhere. There's a saying that if you want something done, give it to the busiest person you know. And the truth to that statement is busy people don't make excuses. They get things done. So instead of whining about how disadvantaged we are, we could use our time to improve and actually become better. We really aren't as disadvantaged as we think. There's a saying, "I cried because I had no shoes until I met a man with no feet." The second step to thinking big is to not worry ourselves with trivial things. During Thanksgiving, we had family dinner, and I remember this argument my mom had with my dad. She's like, "Why didn't you defrost the turkey sooner? You were supposed to do it 2 days ago, not yesterday, blah, blah, blah." And this went on for the whole night. I remember one time she brought up an incident that happened 20 years ago and said, "I had to wait for your dad to pick me up for 2 hours. We all know someone who loves to gossip and talk about trivial matters. I'm just gonna go on a whim and say that they're not successful. Am I right? People who think big don't have time to focus on petty things. Unless they're famous and have a TV show about their life, they're probably not successful. So the next time you grab a bowl of cereal and find out that someone in your house drank all of the milk, who cares? Eat some bread. The next time you trip over something, fall in a puddle of mud, and tear that expensive shirt you just bought, go read a book or something. Trivial matters are not worth your time. And most important of all, don't underestimate the power of thinking big. When I first saw the title of the book, I really thought the title explained everything. Just think big, think positive. But after reading the book, I realized that had the concept of thinking big not been explained in hundreds of examples, we wouldn't realize the importance of it. When I first started this channel, I thought, "Oh, I love these animated videos by Fight Mediocrity. Wouldn't it be nice to do something like that too?" And that's exactly how most people think. "Oh, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if I was rich? Wouldn't it be nice if I could buy a house and retire early?" But Wouldn't it be nice won't get us anywhere. And then something happened in my life. I'm a strong believer of being in charge of our destinies. I believe that if someone wants to achieve something, they should have the opportunity to do so. But after visiting a few less developed countries, I realized that it's not the case. If you're born in some parts of the world, no matter how badly you want to be successful, you can't. And it dawned on me that in order to make a difference in this world, I'm going to have to first do something extraordinary. And I won't get there by thinking, oh, wouldn't it be nice? And it was then, and only then, that the quality of my content started to improve. How big we think really plays a part in how big we become. To recap, don't make excuses on why you can't be successful. Don't worry about trivial things. And most of all, don't underestimate the power of big thinking. Since successful people and unsuccessful people look exactly the same on the outside, let me ask you this. How do you, or anyone else for that matter, know that you are not the eagle? I hope you enjoyed it, and if you haven't subscribed yet, you can do it by clicking here. Why? Because every week my videos get better, and if you enjoyed this, you'll enjoy it even more next week. See you then.